Well, mate, can we start with the health of the squad, I suppose? Obviously, we know Shawnee's diagnosis, but Mags, is he definitely going to play on Saturday night?
Yeah, I believe so. I think he's just a little bit sore from the weekend, and Mags is always on a protected program. But this year he's been really healthy. He's been great. Had a great start. Obviously, come back from the Olympics, and we are conscious of the deconditioning from the Olympics, and that's definitely been a part of his program to, ease him back into it, because at times he didn't play a lot, and you're sitting and you don't train at the Olympics, so we have to monitor that. But other than that, I think we're in plain bill of health, other than Shawnee, obviously, that everyone knows that story.
So it looked like a concussion, so it wasn't a concussion the other night that he got or anything, Max?
No, I don't believe so. No, there's no protocols for Mags.
Yep.
So.
Swords right come back in too from his.
Swords in. He trained today. He's moving quite well. It was good to have him out on the floor, and he changes us defensively. He's a good athlete, and he's got good length, and will need to be quite physical on the ball, and he can provide that.
What did you learn out of the game the other night? It's good to get them so close together, a bit like a series, like Fab was just saying, isn't it, like last year?
Yeah, definitely. It's I think you learn very quickly playing against Melbourne United, where you are, and what you got to improve on. You don't bring the level of toughness and physicality that's needed against those guys who are, have been the benchmark, as we've talked about many times last year, that if you can match them, then you're in good shape for the rest of the league. So we've definitely got some improvements to do in that area, and the players identified it, the coaches identified it. It was on full display in Perth, so we've got to fix some stuff there.
How much of a difference do you think it's going to make playing in front of a home crowd?
I think I've said this before. Yeah, I think we've got the best fans in the league. It's obviously the loudest venue. You run a little faster, you jump a little higher, you sleep in your own bed, and it's a special night. So we want to bring our best performance on opening night, at my state.
It's the same thing with Fab. Mark, how do you, get the habit of the Scott mentioned post-game last week about the foul count again being an issue of concern. How do you get that out of your game early so it doesn't become a habit heading into the year?
I think it's just constant reinforcement, and players have just got to be disciplined in that space. It's simple as that. We've been through this all 3 years, and I'm sure Scott will talk about it when it's brought up. But we've got to make adjustments quickly, and we've been able to adjust in the past as the season's gone on, but we definitely need to tidy some stuff up from the other night. And I think they're a quick fix. There was a lot of hands fouls that we can adjust to that very quickly, and be a little bit more physical with our chest and our hips, and stuff that the referees will clearly let you get away with.
See, Gorjak, is that any injury concern with Gorjak, or is that just a structural thing last week?
No, I think just right now, just structural. He's been progressing well. We've got a good bill of health, with our bigs, so everybody's competing for minutes, and he trained well today, so he'll get his opportunities at the right time with the right matchups, and we've got good depth there, and that's what we wanted.
How nice is it to have Will available at this point of year, given that with the injury troubles he had last year, we didn't see him for those few early games. It must be nice to have him on court and have those, that depth concerns where you've got a bigs to pick from.
Yeah, no question. He's an Olympian, and you put him in the middle of our defence. It's a big presence, and he brings confidence to the rest of the group when he's on the floor. And as you said, if we have him right from the start of the season, that's certainly going to, give us a little bit more pop in our step than, last year I think it was like 12 games in that he come into the group, and we made a significant run. I think it would come in last year. We were 7th in defence statistically, and by the end of the season we got to 1. Will Magnate, so we've certainly got to tidy some things up from the other night, but having him right from the start, it's just great for him too. He's had a great run into the start of the season, so I'm really pleased for him, and he's looking to improve his game and expand his game a little bit. Different role a little bit for us offensively, so I'm just really pleased that he's got the run at it.
Clearly, like Shawnee had a bit of lucky come back in, a real seamless transition, given he knows his system and this club well.
Definitely like Shawnee back out there. If you can facilitate something there, that would be awesome. Lockie Barker knows our system. We trust him. He played a valuable role for us last year. He might not have had a lot of minutes on the court, but You know, if you want to have success, you've got to have depth, and you've got to have depth at practice where you can continually keep training and raise your standards, and he brings that. There's a lot of trust in Lockie, so it's great to have him back in.
I feel like what you saw at Hoops Fest and Boots, that the league's gone to another level again. The squads around the comp.
It has, hasn't it? I think any time you bring guys like Jarrell Martin back into the league, Xavier Cooks, and Brian Gorgian as a coach, that raises another level. Obviously, Illawarra are starting on a different footing, so the league just gets stronger and stronger, and you've got to be able to bring it every single week. As Scott says, if you have a week off or a session off where your standard's not at where it needs to be, someone's got to get you. So it's exciting for the whole league in general that those players are back in the competition.
Just on Shawnee, have you earmarked a date where we might see him back, or is it just way too early for that?
I think it's way too early. He's proven to be a good healer. Like his calf injury that he had was ahead of schedule, and he's very diligent with what he does. So I'd like to think sooner than later, but no date.